We are back for the second half of today's show. Al DeMarco along with Steve Budin, and we've got two more games to take a look at, the Chargers, Browns, and the Titans and Colts. Of course, San Diego laying the big double digits at Cleveland. Chargers red hot. They've won 6 in a row, 43-14 over Kansas City last week. Meanwhile, the Browns losing last week 16-7, but they did get the point spread cover against Cincinnati as the double-digit underdog in that one. Do you go back the Browns again this week?
You know, I think the producer just puts the Browns in the segment so he can hear me say mangina. The bad news Browns, back to their old tricks last week, scoring only 1 touchdown versus Cincy, getting outgained 306 to 169 in total yards, and you just have to ask yourself, how the hell are they going to stop Phillip Rivers and one of the best attacks in the league? They're not. San Diego isn't the most balanced team in the NFL, but they definitely have enough firepower to cover this double-digit spread. I'm going to stay true to my formula, win or lose, and go against Mangina and the Browns here. It's more of a play against the Browns than it is on the Chargers.
Well, I have to agree with you there. I mean, why would you ever back the Cleveland Browns here? And the Chargers, so hot. Not only have they won 6 in a row, they've covered 5 of those 6 as well. And they've won those 6 games by an average margin of 31-14. And in that stretch, their defense has really come alive. 20 sacks, 185 yards per game they've given up with their pass defense as well. So I don't think Brady Quinn's certainly going to have a big game. Not that he's capable of having a big game unless you're playing the Detroit Lions defense. Right. And the Chargers have won and covered 3 straight on the road. Meanwhile, this Browns team, they've lost 9 in a row at home. They've covered just twice in that 9-game stretch. They're 5-17 against the spread as a double-digit dog coming off a straight-up loss. So that shows you this is not a bounce-back team. And they've had 200 yards or less of total offense in 7 of their last 8 games. The only game they've had a great offensive game was against a lousy defensive team once again, the Detroit Lions a couple weeks ago. And they failed to cover 10 of their last 14 games at home. So I'm with you. I think that we've got to go ahead and lay the points with the Chargers for the 2nd straight week.
Yeah, if you bet the doo-doo Browns, you get what you deserve.
Okay. Hey, before we get to the big game between Tennessee and Indianapolis, a game I know we are going to be watching here later today at the Golden Nugget. Let's talk about the Golden Nugget because we watched a hell of a game last Sunday at the Golden Nugget. What an atmosphere watching the final minute of that Tennessee-Arizona game in the sportsbook last Sunday. It was phenomenal. I'm sure we've got a heck of a game to watch today with Indianapolis and Tennessee once again. But let's talk about the free contest because if you want to join us at the Golden Nugget here in upcoming weeks, we've got a free contest going on where one lucky winner every month will be eligible to win a High Rollers Getaway weekend.
Yeah, and it's super easy. You just go to the site. We have the link right up in the top corner. And if you win, and we pick one winner every month, if you win, you get free transportation to and from the Golden Nugget, VIP check-in, tickets to the Gordy Brown Show. And let me just tell you something about this new Rush Tower they just opened up. It's just like a strip hotel, only it's downtown, which makes it so much more cool. You hang out at the pool. They got these beautiful blackjack dealers in bikinis that you don't know whether to split aces or double down. You don't know what to do. You're just amazed at how beautiful they are. They got some racket going there. I can't wait to go.
Yeah, and the amazing thing, we've talked about it in previous shows, the intimacy of the Golden Nugget, not just the hotel and the location, but the sports book as well. It's not an auditorium like so many of the phony places on the Strip where you walk in and there's 1,000 people watching all these big screen TVs. I mean, this is the place, this reminds me of what Vegas was like many, many years ago.
Well, there's no fans, there's just gamblers. And if you're a gambler and you don't want to be caught up in the show of Vegas and you want to get down to it, I mean, that's the place to do it in the lap of luxury where it's really not available anywhere else downtown.
And you brought a good point about last week's show, too. Not only do you have the sports book there, but you have the ability to simply walk right across Fremont Street. And, of course, you're under the canopy. You're totally protected. You walk right across the street, and you've got 4 or 5 other great sports books right within the walking distance to easily check prices. You don't have to have runners.
And you're immersed in action. And in Vegas, you know, when on the Strip, when you want to check lines, you try crossing the street in the Strip.
You'll get killed.
Oh, my, you got to go up the ramp and across the tram and over the escalator. And by the time it's a half hour just to go from one hotel to the next, and it's 190 degrees outside, and you catch a schwitz like you're sitting in a steam room. Not fun.
Exactly. And, guys, the best part about this Golden Nugget contest, no purchase is necessary. So look at the top of the page on our website and simply enter your email address and the pertinent information. One lucky winner every single month. Once again, high roller suite for the weekend, VIP limo transportation to and from the airport, and VIP check-in, and the Gordy Brown show as well, which is a phenomenal show. We've seen it a number of times. All for free at the Golden Nugget. Now, our last game, it's Tennessee and Indianapolis. What can you say about this Colts team? I mean, they love to live dangerously, down 17-0 to Houston last week. And, oh, by the way, they came back and won the game 35-27. That's 20 in a row in regular season action. Meanwhile, Tennessee, we watched the game at the Nugget last week, 5 in a row, both straight up and against the spread. They win it in the last minute 20-17 over Arizona. Tennessee's getting about a touchdown. Which way do you like it?
You know, I came on the show in the third week and I told everybody to bet the Colts plus 400 to win the AFC, so it really comes as no surprise to me that they're playing such good ball. Tennessee, definitely a better team with Vince Young under center, coming off an impressive 99-yard drive to win the game last week against Arizona, a game that saw my customers lay either 2 or 2.5 on Saturday night and get the cover even before they brought down the half a point, while the rest of the world laid the 3.5 at 4 o'clock on Sunday and took the loss, proving once again, as we stated over and over again on this show, that when it comes to betting favorites, the early bird always catches the worm. And I got to tell you, aside from the one drive with 2 minutes to go in the game, this Tennessee offense just couldn't get it done in the red zone. And if you're going to have to settle for field goals against Peyton Manning, you're going to have a long, long day. So I'm going to take the Colts here. But wait, I'm calling up Geico, taking some insurance, buying that half a point down to 6.5 just in case.
Okay, interesting. I disagree with you here because in that Arizona game, yes, Tennessee struggled in the red zone, but they had 532 total yards in that game versus 292 for Arizona. And during this 5 straight games they've won, they've averaged 29 points a game. They're on an 8-1 ATS run as a division dog. They've won 9 straight games that Vince Young has started. In fact, and he's won 23 of his last 35 starts. They've gone 22-12-1 ATS in that stretch, 12-2 in division play against the spread. Chris Johnson, their running back during this 5-game winning streak, he's only averaged 160 yards, 6.6 yards per carry. And I think the Colts are just living too dangerously. I mean, their last 5 wins by 18 total points. I mean, sooner or later, their luck has to run out. And at home, they have not been a money-making proposition since moving to the new Lucas Stadium Dome. 1-4 ATS at home this year, 4-9 the past 2 years, and their pass defense is faltering. First 7 games this year, they gave up 180 yards per game, 61% completions, and they had 20 sacks. But the last 4 games, 299 yards per game, nearly 70% completions, and only 6 sacks. So I say buy down the half point in this one, or buy up the half point, and I'm going to take Tennessee plus the 7.5. So last week we agreed on 1 game.
Blew it.
And we lost it. So hopefully that won't be the case today because we both like Chicago, Denver, and San Diego, with the Broncos, I think, being our consensus best bet here on the show. We disagree on Indy and Tennessee.
But go get the premium picks because the free picks are just free. Both of us are on fire. You know, our customers are blowing it up week after week. No reason you shouldn't take a part of that.
Yeah, because combined, we went combined 5-0 with our premium plays last weekend in the NFL. Exactly. Remember, guys, you can get all your scores, odds, injuries, weather reports, and more free picks. In fact, everything you need to be a winner today from us online. And make sure you catch tomorrow's show as Steve and I will be breaking down the Monday night matchup between Baltimore and Green Bay right here. Absolutely. We'll catch you again tomorrow.